in the quiet suburb of Cairo. Nestled among the bustling streets and vibrant markets, there was a house that whispered secrets of the past. It was an old, dignified structure that carried the weight of untold stories within its walls. The house had been passed down through generations, each adding their own chapter to its history. And then one day, a young couple named Sarah and Adam purchased the house. Drawn to its charm and the mysteries it held, they were told that the previous owner had left everything behind: furniture, paintings, even personal belongings. It was as if the house was frozen in time, waiting for someone to unravel its tales. So as they began to settle in, Sarah had noticed something very peculiar. Despite their thorough cleaning and rearranging, there was a persistent chill in the air, a coldness that seemed out of place in the warm Egyptian climate. It was particularly noticeable in the library, where an antique desk sat against the wall, its surface covered in dust. And then one evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the city, Sarah sat at the desk, sifting through the old papers and photographs left behind, and that is when she felt it. There was a gentle brush against her shoulder, like the touch of a phantom breeze. She started looking around, expecting that this was Adam just playing a trick on her or something. But there was no one there. Then the nights that followed were filled with strange occurrences. The sound of footsteps echoed through the empty halls, and the soft murmur of voices would drift in the stillness of the night. Then when Sarah used to wake up in these nights, her heart used to race in an unexpected manner, and she'd hear her name being called every time she'd wake up in the middle of these nights. She'd claimed that her name was being called by these shadows that were coming from the walls. Then when it came to Adam, he was known for being a man of science and reason. Sarah told Adam everything that happened, but Adam didn't believe her. He dismissed what she said by just claiming that these were events that were coming as figments of an overactive imagination. But as the days passed, even he couldn't ignore the sense of unease that held settled over the house. Objects would move on their own, such as the old grandfather clock in the hallway, which hadn't worked in years, began to chime at midnight. Adam grew determined to find an explanation, so he decided to delve deep into the history of the house. He discovered tales of a previous occupant, a reclusive scholar who was said to have dabbled in the occult. Rumors spoke of a hidden room where the scholar conducted his experiments, seeking to breach the veil between the living and the dead. And during one of these fateful nights, driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, Sarah and Adam had searched for this hidden room behind a bookshelf in the library. They found a door, its wood carved with strange symbols that seemed to writhe under their gaze, and with bated breath, they opened the door and stepped into the unknown. Inside they found a room untouched by time, with candles still standing and ancient tomes lining the shelves. In the center, there was a circle of salt surrounded a pedestal, upon which lay a single leather-bound book. Its pages were filled with incantations and arcane knowledge that promised power beyond comprehension. So as Adam read aloud from the book, the air grew heavy and the candles flickered to light, casting dancing shadows upon the walls. Then a wind rose from nowhere, swirling around them, and the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They spoke of a pact, a bargain struck long ago, and a debt that remained unpaid. The couple fled the room, sealing the door behind them, but the house would never be the same. The whispers followed them, a constant reminder of the secrets that lay hidden within its walls. And though they tried to leave, to sell the house and move on, they found that same bonds, once forged, are not easily broken. The house in Cairo still stands, a beacon of those who seek the mysteries of the past. But be aware, for not all secrets are meant to be uncovered, and some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. On another night, Sarah and Adam's life had become a tapestry of sleepless nights and eerie days since the discovery of the hidden room in their Cairo home. The whispers that once were confined to the shadows now seemed to emanate from every corner. The constant murmur that grew in intensity as the days passed. So during that night, as the couple were laying in their bed, the air grew inexplicably cold and a sense of dread settled over them. So as they were in their bed, they were noticing the grandfather clock, which had ominously sprung to life, struck the midnight again, its chimes resonating through the silent house. It was then that they heard it, a soft rhythmic tapping coming from the library. It was compelled by a force that they couldn't explain. Sarah and Adam adventured towards the sound, and as they approached the library, the tapping grew louder, more insistent. Adam reached for the door, his hand trembling, and pushed it open. The room was bathed in moonlight, casting long, twisted shadows across the floor. The antique disc where Sarah had first felt a phantom touch now seemed to be the source of the tapping. As they drew closer, the air around them thickened, and the temperature dropped further. The tapping stopped abruptly, replaced by a low guttural growl that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. In the silence that followed, a figure materialized before them. It was a specter, flickering like the flame of a candle in the wind. The ghostly figure pointed towards the desk, and a single word escaped its lips. A name of the reclusive scholar who had once owned the house. The couple stood frozen, their hearts racing as the figure slowly faded away, leaving behind a heavy book on the desk. It was the same book from the hidden room, now laying open on a page marked with a strange crimson seal. The words on the page were written in an ancient script, but they seemed to shift and change before their eyes, impossible to read, yet compelling them to look. And as they stared at the book, the whispers returned louder than ever, forming a cacophony of voices that filled their minds with images of rituals and pacts made in the darkness. The voices begged them to complete what had been started, to fulfill a destiny that had been written in the stars long before they were born. The room began to spin, and the couple clung to each other, their world unraveling as the voices reached a feverish pitch. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, the room fell silent. The book snapped shut and the temperature returned to normal. Then Sarah and Adam fled the library, locking the door behind them. They knew now that they were not alone in the house, that they shared it with an unseen guest whose intentions were as mysterious as the whispers themselves. Then as dawn broke over Cairo, the couple made a decision. They couldn't live with the whispers, the apparitions, and the chilling presence that haunted their home. They would leave Cairo, leave the house and its secrets behind. But as they packed their belongings, they found a book from the library among their things, its seal glowing ominously in the morning light. The whispers had followed them, and they know that then their story was far from over. The house has chosen them, and there was no escape from the destiny it had in store. As the sun rose over Cairo again, casting a warm glow on the ancient city, Sarah and Adam faced a daunting realization, and that is the mysterious book with its shifting script and crimson seal wasn't just an artifact. It was a harbinger of a deeper, more arcane connection they had unwittingly forged with the house. Despite their resolve to leave, the couple found themselves inexplicably drawn back to the library. The whispers, now a familiar yet unsettling presence, seemed to guide them, hinting at unfinished business that tethered them to the scholar's legacy. In the coming days, Sarah and Adam would embark on a journey to unravel the secrets of the book and the scholar's past. Their quest would lead them through the hidden corners of Cairo, where ancient magic and modern life intertwine. They would seek the counsel of wild elders and scholars, delving into the realms of forgotten lore and esoteric knowledge. But as the day delved deeper, they will find that some secrets come at a great cost. The shadows that lurk in the house grow bolder, manifesting not just as whispers, but as tangible presences that challenge the very fabric of reality. The couple will now have to confront the consequences of the scholar's dark pact, facing trials that will test their courage, their love, and their understanding of the world. What awaits them is a tale of suspense and supernatural intrigue, where each clue unravels part of a larger, more complex puzzle. The path they will walk is fraught with danger, for they are not the only ones interested in the house's secrets. There are others, hidden in the shadows, who seek to harness the power of the book for their own ends. And as Sarah and Adam stood on the threshold of the unknown, they must decide how much they're willing to sacrifice to protect each other and their home. The story of the House of Whispers continues, and in the next chapter, I promise to be even more thrilling and more suspenseful. Stay tuned for episode 2, where the fate of Sarah and Adam will unfold in an unexpected way, and the true nature of the house will be revealed as well. So stay tuned for episode 2. And that was the end of today's episode. If you guys genuinely enjoyed it, please hit like, subscribe, share, and turn on your notifications bell so you never miss out on any of our upcoming scary stories. Have a great night and see you again soon.